Okay, okay. Just waiting to get in here so I can get this going public. All right, all right, all right. Let's get this party started. Okay, okay, say wokers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we got a couple of people in here. Okay, okay, say wokers. Hey, Miss Juanita, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, Miss Juanita, I would have loved to have went with you and your daughter, but Vanessa had already got our tickets to the play. So yeah, I didn't know if it was just that day. So you figured out it was more, on Wednesday and Thursday. That is for Chicken and Biscuits. Is that the name of the play at the Omaha Community Playhouse? So yeah, they have, I think, Miss Juanita and Vanessa. If you have the code, Miss Juanita, would you put it in the chat for me? So basically, there is 50% off, buy one get one free if you go on Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, you can't beat that with a baseball bat. Plus, I heard it was really, really good. I heard it was really good. So shout out to my sister Vanessa for getting me a ticket. So I'm excited to see it. I mean, Latasha Newton said it was good, and I mean, she's a critical. Look, she's real critical. So she said it was good. Okay, thank you, Miss Juanita. I see that you have put the code in the chat. Very much appreciated. I did find out this weekend, Miss Juanita, not everybody wants their name shouted out when they come on. So if people don't say nothing, if they don't say anything or make a comment, now if you make a comment, I'm shouting your name out. But if you don't say anything, or basically if you don't want me to shout your name out, just basically let me know, and I won't. Um, it does not apply to the $25 ticket. Okay, Miss Juanita, tell me about the tickets. What does it apply to? Hello, Sister Fonda Cross. Hello, hello, hello. Fonda Cross has her own podcast too. It comes on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. Fonda, go ahead and drop a link. Drop the name of your podcast. Drop the name of your podcast in the comment. Miss Juanita, what it says it doesn't apply to the $25 tickets. Tell me what that means. Like, is there, like, if it applies to like $50 tickets, so $25 tickets must be the cheaper tickets, I'm guessing. For 35 and up. Okay, so 35 and up, buy one get one free on Wednesday and Thursday. Miss Juanita has already put the coupon code that is for chicken and biscuits. I keep wanting to say chicken and waffle. Yes, chicken and biscuits production at the Omaha Community Playhouse. So that is $35 and up. You can get them buy one get one free for Wednesday and Thursday. So I do want to talk about some things that's going on, and then I want to do a prayer before we get our guests on. Definitely talk about some things that's going on. There was a woman who just basically committed suicide, threw a 8-month-old baby out the window. Told her daughter to jump out the car. Her daughter's like 8. Her daughter's like, hell no, I'm not jumping out the car. And so she kind of like threw her daughter out the car, and then she ran into something. This country, this society, we definitely need prayer. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. You guys see it. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but definitely just crazy.
Details about a murder-suicide that left 3 people dead, including an 8-month-old 8-month-old baby. The family tragedy unfolding on Monday on 3 separate locations. Now we're seeing how the events unfolded hour by hour. It all started in Woodland Hills at 3:40 in the morning. The LAPD says the suspect, Danielle Johnson, got into an argument with her partner, Jalen Cheney, stabbing him to death. The mother then fled the scene with her 2 children. 50 minutes later, 4:30 a.m., Johnson was driving on the 405 freeway in Westchester when police say the girls were thrown out of the vehicle. The baby was hit by a car and killed. Half an hour later, at 5 in the morning, Johnson was speeding in the city of Redondo Beach. She crashed into a tree and died. Our Leanne Suter has been closely following this story. Leanne, the sole survivor of this tragedy was the older sister.
Absolutely, Mark. Heartbreaking details coming out about this horrific tragedy. That sole survivor, just 9 years old, apparently witnessing almost all of the dead violence. A deadly end to a
So this is my thing. I mean, I know life is different. Okay, we got our guests in. Let me join Miss Ashley in. Hello, Miss Ashley. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing good. Who is the little bambino with you?
So this is my youngest son. He's 18 months, so he's not letting me be great. And he wants to see what's going on.
Girl, he letting you be great, and he said he gonna be great with his mama. He said he is being great with his mama. Ain't nothing wrong with that. In the day and age of COVID, we have learned to incorporate children in things that we weren't doing in the past. So
I mean, absolutely. And so I actually experienced a childcare crisis firsthand, where we haven't been able to find like quality, affordable childcare. So for the last 18 months, he's been home with me. So he's on every meeting. I take him places, so I think he's gotten used to it and likes to see what's going on.
Okay. Well, my daughter-in-law has a top-notch daycare. I'll shoot you that information. She's in the Bennington area, so I don't know where you're at. She's in the Bennington area. Okay. So we would like to welcome you, everyone. This is Miss Ashley Spivey, the one that we talked about people stealing your. Oh, let me get you on here, girl. I done got this screen where I got you smile. I got to bring you up here with me. Yes, there you go. There you go. So we did talk about a couple of weeks ago that people were stealing your signs and things like that. So a lot of people on here definitely said you can put their signs in their yards. So if you need to put the signs in anybody's yards, it's more than StayWokers is ready for it. We ready for it.
Thank you. And you can tell what district you're in. So if you Google find my Nebraska senator, it'll take you to the Nebraska legislature site where you can actually put in your address and see what district you're in. And so that's a good way for folks to check too, because of redistricting. So a lot of times folks remember being in someone else's district, but they changed.
Right. Because I was like, I thought I was in this district. And then I forgot, they tried the gerrymandering and the redistricting, trying to control those votes every way they can. That's why we have to do this. After the show, I will be dropping this off.
Come on, early voting ballot.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. My mom was like, you better be back here so you can send your ballot off. So, Ashley, you are on the hottest podcast in the Midwest, the only podcast that shouts you out in real time and answer questions in real name. We have a committed audience, especially to politics. We shout people out all through the without interrupting the interview, where we shout people out and they ask questions also. Today we have Jean Pendergrass. I don't know if you're still in Arizona or New Mexico. She is viewing Vanessa Warren, Serena Russell, Juanita Hayes. And we are with our candidate, Miss Ashley Spivey. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Ashley Spivey, and I'm running for Legislative District 13 in Nebraska. And so folks that are trying to put that in place to geography. So think about 30th and Ames on North, going through like Miller Park area, Florence, Ponca Hill, so far north of Interstate 680. And then the district kind of winds back around. So it follows Sorensen Parkway, keeps going like 72nd and Sorensen, so like all of those subdivisions, and then it kind of comes to a point, a little bit of Bennington actually, and again follows 680, and so that's kind of the geography of the district. It was Senator Wayne's seat who is now turned out, and so I'm really excited to be running and put my name in. I've actually lived in the district for over 10 years.
Okay.
So this has been my home. I lived in the district when I was younger, but now it's redistricted to Senator McKinney's in District 11. But I have worked in the nonprofit sector my entire career. So I have dedicated myself and my professional space to community betterment. I started the first and only reproductive justice organization in the state called I Be Black Girl. And I've also worked as a lobbyist, so actually writing policy alongside the legislature for now 8 years. And so I'm really excited for this opportunity to, be on a different side of the work. And so I think, now is a time where we want elected officials that really understand the people, that really represent the identities and experience of everyday folks. And so I'm really excited to be able to bring that. There has only been 3 Black women in the history of our legislature that have served. So one Black woman in the 70s was appointed. Then you had Brenda Council and Tanya Cook. And so, from a representation standpoint and understanding what people are experiencing, I think now more than ever we need that. And so I'm just excited to be able to talk about things that are important to me, that are important to my community, and then hopefully be the next elected representative.
Oh, you will be. We're going to make sure that Stay Wokers, we're going to make sure that your name is going to be on the tip of our mouth. We also just got Roxy Caldwell in and Sister Arlette Brooks from Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. We have a variety of people on here, and our goal is definitely always to get the vote out. And when you said, do I have to be on camera? I'm gonna be honest, I watched one of your interviews and I was like, you definitely had to be on camera, because like last week Miss Dombeck was on and people were saying, well, I mean, what color is she? And I said, you have to make yourself visible, because I said, if I would not have seen your face, I definitely would not have known you was a person of color.
Yes, and my name doesn't give it either. And so I always ask, because I'm wrangling this little one, like, okay, am I in my headphones on this podcast, or am I sitting down? Like, let me get myself together.
Yes. So yes, we want to thank you. I want to ask. So one thing we are proud of, and we just want to see an inflection of is women in politics. But even more than that, we want to see women of color in politics. So I've heard about your the work that you've done in the past, which is impeccable. Did you just have a thirst or hunger? You already been out there being a servant. So what just made you want to just jump in the race, or just even consider politics?
Yeah, I think I've always worked adjacent to politics, and it was not something, honestly, I wanted to do at first, because you see the toxic nature and things that are happening. And so for me, my work in leadership was really around doing my community-based work. So how can I create change for my community through my leadership roles, the nonprofits I work at, now the one that I've founded and lead. But as I've continued to think about long-term sustainability and system change, policy really is a driver for change.
Right.
A lot of policy dictates people's everyday lives, and we don't realize what's being passed and what's happening. That is the reason why we have these circumstances. And so, and traditionally we see it weaponized against communities like ours. Mm-hmm. And so that's what made me wanted to get into lobbying and helping to curate policy and influencing, because I'm seeing the impacts it has on, my neighbors, my family. And then as you know, we keep watching the legislature, I keep seeing folks that are elected that are wealthy and have different agendas that
Yes.
just don't understand what like everyday working people are navigating. And so it's reflected in the policies that they're passing or not passing that keep causing harm. And so I really wanted to just be an agent of change. I think I'm really fortunate to be able to be in the spaces that I'm in, and I really have a lot of responsibility to my community of helping to be a champion and advocate. And so I felt like this was the right next step for me to be able to continue to do the work I love and really bring my community with me, right? Like making sure that the legislature and the work that we're doing there is accessible, that people can advocate. And so I'm really hoping to put the people piece and centering back into policy making so that we can see some actual changes.
Hey man, y'all need to hard her up for that, honey. She just dropped some nuggets, a whole bunch of nuggets in here. Give her hearts and let her know we appreciate the information she just dropped. We just got Moretta Johnson in from Moretta Johnson Rouse, because I do not want her new husband coming for me when I get down to Atlanta. I'll be there in August, Miss Moretta. So have something for me to do if you filming. I want to be on Celebrity Mom. If Jock is filming, we want Shiffy on there. We coming down there to kick it, Miss Moretta.
And you know, I went to school with Shiffy.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Your name sounds so familiar with it. Yes. Okay. She just came in here, y'all. She just brought me a plate. Talking about,
I know you was taping.
I was like,
tell Shiffy to quit cutting up on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
every day I'm telling her to go to bed.
Girl, the people is calling me, saying take her phone. Miss Moretta hitting me up from Atlanta, talking about I'm about to come get Shiffy from Omaha right now. So I definitely want to talk to you, dude. I don't want you to say anything else because I'm definitely going to talk to you about until I bring this up, because the I Be Black, just amazing. But I do have another question for you. Okay. So Justin Wayne termed out, correct?
Yes.
So did he endorse you? Did he hand select you? Did he ask you to run, or how did that come about?
You know, we've never talked about it. And so I know Senator Wayne just from being a lobbyist and he's being my senator. And my sister actually played basketball for him when she was young for the Trailblazers. And so I know him in general, but he didn't ask me to run. We never talked about it. I really started to talk about this with my group of friends. And so I feel like personal board of directors are like movers and shakers. You got Precious McKesson, Dominique Morgan, Andrew Allen, Dr. Reverend Daryl Brown, Raquel Henderson, you know,
they've all been on the show.
Listen. So, you know, my circle, like we make each other better. We push each other. We all are doing community work in a very different way. And so I think they've inspired me. And so that's who I started to talk to about this, of like, hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And, you know, this is my thoughts. And so that's how that came about. And again, just really wanted an opportunity for different representation. Senator Wayne does, I think I'm frozen. Can you hear me still?
We can hear you. You frozen like Elsa, but girl, your words are coming through.
Okay. I'm going to try to turn this off and turn it back on and see if it works. Senator Wayne does support my campaign. And I think what's important for me to just uplift is there are things that we agree on and disagree, right? And I think that is an important part of democracy and politics. There's certain areas where he voted in, or that he uplifts that's not a part of my platform. That's, you know, not something that I would support or I would do differently. Right. But he recognizes that in terms of being the next best leader for where our district needs to go. He sees, you know, my leadership and the impact that I can make. And so I think, you know, that has been important in this process.
Okay. Serena Russell said, yes, surround yourself with those people who promote each other. And that's also a huge thing, like our past. Ashley, you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my camera to work. I can hear you, but it's like it's frozen still.
Okay. So just like that guy that came in at 45, talking about he was surrounding himself with good people. He surrounded himself with fools, and the good people that was around him became fools. So I'm glad that you got to tighten that circle, and just not in politics. I want people to resonate to the audience. Your circle is so important. Your circle is
Absolutely.
important because you have to be, when you know, when they do that trust exercise where you fall back or whatever, you need your circle. Everybody in your circle need to be the person that you can fall back on, and they'll catch you. If they're not, then just keep them at a distance. You can still socialize with people, but your circle is a small. It's not 100 people in my circle. That's not what a circle is. That's being a socialite. So your circle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your circle is very important. And I know every single person in your circle. So you have a great, strong circle. So
Well, and you know what? I think the best part is that they're not yes people. So my circle will
right.
call me out and keep me accountable. Ashley, you doing too much. Ashley, you said that you care about this. Why you're not doing this? Can you think about this differently? So it's not just when, we're all aligned and they support me, but like we really challenge each other to be better. And that's what's needed, I think, in general, when you talk about community impact. And then I think for me, the community, like our tight-knit community in this district, Black folks of color, like have really uplifted and affirmed me in this space. And so, like, as you mentioned and talked about before, like people are intentionally trying to derail my campaign, stealing my signs, reporting my signs, changing my interviews to make it seem like I said this and I didn't. And so that can be disheartening. And I feel like I've had really great people that have just like lifted me. Black women will inbox me, sis, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your family. And it's like, you just need that love and encouragement because it can be a really hard space.
Yes. And even for even for minorities, you're a double minority. A couple of people are shouting you out saying you have a great circle. They know the people in your circle. Karen Curry said Ashley is for us. She is definitely for us. I've had some great interviews. Last week, Miss Dombeck was on here. Amazing interview. Oh my goodness, she was a breath of fresh air. I'm so glad to see these younger people out here getting into politics and knowing, and especially women, because women are decision makers. We know how to make decisions. We think things through. We try to be proactive instead of reactive. And not all men. A lot of some men like the testosterone is more reactive. Like what? We trying to stop the what. Look, we only want the what to come up. We like, oh, we handled that. We squashed that what. But just so proud of all of y'all. You, Miss Dombeck, Brother Love. I've had all of you guys on here. I definitely wanted to get all of you guys on here before election so people can see what your platform is and how you move it. And yes, very, very impressed. Like I said, I'll do my research. I looked you up. The next thing I want to talk about is I Be Black Girl.
Yes.
So, let me tell you how I heard about it. So I was doing and I'm gonna need since I know you now, I'm gonna need your plug on this. So I was doing an interview with my daughter-in-law, Markia Bogart. She lost her baby, which was my grandson, Roger Ray. And she had reached out to me in September and was like, Mom, that October is infant mortality rate. They celebrate that. And the numbers are devastating in our community.
Absolutely.
As far as African Americans, it's double than any other race. The infant mortality rate and mother mortality rate is just outrageous. I sit on CHI Patient Advocacy Board. So, when this happened, of course, it was personal. So I was very emotional.
Absolutely.
Very emotional. And I was just like, I'm tired of y'all getting numbers together. Y'all been getting numbers together about us since way before Tuskegee. Stop collecting data and start making changes with the data that you have. Why is this going on? And I talked to someone and I put something on Facebook and then somebody reached out to me and told me to contact your organization. So I was actually trying to get an African-American female doctor on the show. I was able to get a doula, but trying to get her on the show at the same time. And that's when I found out, and that's how I ended up finding out who you were. And I was like, oh, so I went to the website. I was like, oh, the website is so attractive because the colors pop and everything. It's not a bunch of information crunched up together. So
thank you.
Anyway, that was a long story that was supposed to be about 45 seconds. But anyway, tell us about I Be Black Girl and tell us how you started it.
Yeah, I mean, but I think your story is really important and is like the crux of the work that we do. So, our experiences in this world are super unique as Black people, and then folks that identify as women. Like you said, that's a unique intersection at race and gender. And so, we literally exist so that Black women, femmes, and girls can live wholly. Like, we want us to have joy and abundance in the lives that we want. And so that's what we actively work for. We're not a direct service provider, and so we don't work directly with clients, but we work at the system level to change the experience that we're navigating. So ideally, right, we're building a movement and more people are impacted. And so I have traditionally worked in very white spaces where I'm the first and only Black person of color, like in general. And it gets really exhausting when you're in these systems and they're not made for you, and you can't really exist. And so I have posted on my Facebook, like, hey, Black women who want to get together just to like really just be in my community and rejuvenate and recenter. And I was thinking, okay, about 10 or 15 people would come, and we had over 100.
Wow.
100 Black women. And this is when OSBN was still around before they tore down the building. So we were there. We had a DJ. We had a catered brunch. We had some vendors. And it was like a whole to-do because, one, we can't do anything simple. And then it felt like what I was wanting, other Black people were wanting, right? Like they were wanting a sense of community and safety and support. And so I leaned on them Black women to help me think about what could this be? Because it felt like it was bigger than just this once in a lifetime networking event. And so people like Shauna Dorsey, who works in the tech space, and Jay Warren Teamer, who is in corporate affairs now at Blue Cross. Like, these are all Black women who pour into me and I trust and I love. And I was like, help me think about what we could do. And so our first big initiative outside of the networking events is we started a giving circle called IB Black Girl Gives, where we made sure that Black people could see themselves as philanthropists, because we give money, we just give differently, right? And so that collective model of putting our resources together to make an impact is so important and true to who we are. We wanted to create a safe outlet for that. It's like, trust us for us to do that together. And so that first year we set out to raise 10,000, we raised 50,000, and we put that back in programs that were led by and supported Black women, femmes, and girls. And so over the last 6 years, we've been working to build it. Like, I've worked all these jobs while still building it. And I was finally at the place, really after I had my son, who you saw, of like, I have to make a decision, right? Like, when you're trying to build a business or organization, you have to be all in to really see the fruits of that labor. I can't keep doing it and doing other stuff. And so I talked to my husband and I made the decision to go full time with IB Black Girl. I was a vice president at US Bank at the time, working on a strategy around Black wealth creation and small business. And so I left that job, like that secure income
girl, I was like, what?
To do IB Black Girl. And I mean, it's been so fulfilling and it's worked out. We have 15 staff that work at IB Black Girl. Yeah, we're doing advocacy work. We are doing birth justice work. We're doing work around economic justice. We're getting into environmental justice. Like, it's just so beautiful to see Black women and femmes leading in the spaces where we're most impacted for our community. And so it's been a beautiful journey.
Okay, I need you to get on camera because
I don't know. You know what?
Go out and come back in because I got to see your face when I ask you this next question.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Isn't she amazing, guys? Oh my goodness, she has her stuff together, baby. I am not mad at you. She is coming through. Shout out to Abdo, I hope I pronounced your name right. Abdo, Jelana Davis, Serena Russell, Karen Curry. These are new additions. Rachetta Lynn Russell. Thank you for joining in. Who else did I see? Thank you guys for coming in. This is very important. This is going to be our next senator for Nebraska. This is Ashley Spivey. She is a young Black queen. She's killing the game. She is killing the game. I am loving her. I mean, she is just dropping nuggets and everything. What you say? Great interview. She is inspiring. She really is. She is really inspiring. I'm like, and while we're waiting for Ashley to come back, I just want to shout out Deltas. And I know for those of you who may think that I'm biased with Delta because I always mention them. I always mention Delta. I always mention Delta because Delta is always in my face. So that's the reason I always mention them. It has nothing to do with my friendship with any other Deltas. I'm friends with AKAs too. Delta is in my face in the community every month. So a shout out to Delta. So I shout them out all the time. They have a couple of things coming up, something on Juneteenth. So make sure you look at, so you can go look at Sister Arlette Brooks' page. She posts a lot of things that's going on in the community with Delta. Okay, we got Miss Spivey back, girl.
Okay,
They said, oh, they
I'm
loving
on
you.
my phone, so
You
I
good?
hope this works good. Okay.
Oh, you good? You good? So, okay, so this next question that I was going to ask you, I seen during the interview that one of your events you had the Angela Davis.
I knew that was coming.
Man, girl, we've been talking about Angela Davis since we was kids. Tell me what it was like to meet Miss Davis. Girl, just give it to me.
Listen, Miss Wallace, I am still in awe when I think that I got to hug and share
Oh,
space with
a
Dr. Angela
legend.
Davis. I mean, and she's so humble, and her energy is so calming, and she's so wise. And you know, she talked about like, and she was super affordable to come. So when you think about people that have changed the world,
Right,
like
right,
she could charge hundreds of thousands of dollars.
right.
She doesn't, because she wants to make sure that she can still pour back into a community that helped fight
That's
for her
right. Yes,
liberation
ma'am.
when her life was on the line. And so the most beautiful, so two things that were super beautiful about meeting her, and I should really back up. So we brought her because with IB Black Girl and us building a reproductive justice movement, it's really important for us to understand other frameworks like abolition. And what does that mean for the prison industrial complex and the carceral system, right? Like all of these things are connected. And so we wanted to start this movement with a bang. So of course we need Dr. Angela Davis.
Oh, yes.
And so we brought her, and she was so excited to talk to the youth. So shout out to John Jackson with Black Student Leadership Council. He had 8 of his students from that are in high school come, and they got to meet her at a private meet and greet the day of the conference and attend. And some of them wanted to be writers, so she talked to them about how she writes and gave them tips. She signed their books. I mean, she was pouring into these youth, and just, I mean, just what they're going to get from that. I'm like, this is what it's about, right? And so that
I'm
was
in
really
tears over
beautiful to
here.
see.
That is so beautiful.
It was so beautiful how she cared for them and just made space for them. And they were like, oh my gosh, Dr. Davis. And she's like, Angela. And, like,
Angela, that is.
yeah, like, I mean, and she's so like prolific when she speaks. I mean, she's just amazing. And then, I think people underestimate Nebraska. They forget that there are folks of color here. There's Black folks that are
Right.
doing liberation work. And so I think for me, it was really exciting that she got to see firsthand what was happening here in Nebraska and the movements that people are building, and and complimented us and thanked us for our service, and just those affirmations of someone like Angela Davis, like acknowledging
Angela Davis again. Angela Davis.
I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. So I mean, it was the most beautiful experience. I feel so fortunate. I've been rereading her books, and I keep learning new things. So for example, part of our work at IB Black Girl, we are trying to support folks that are incarcerated at York around their reproductive well-being. So what does it mean for them, for these women to be there and get the support that they need around their health and this experience, while understanding the right that York shouldn't exist in this way. And so as we were going through it, I was reading her book about Ferguson and Palestine. And she talked about her experience of this organization that had all leadership that was doing abolition work. All of their leadership was incarcerated, and they would do their board meetings via phone call, and they would schedule them around their visits. And because again, the people that are the experts in their own lives are the people that are living it.
Right.
And so as we were going through this, I was like, well, I'm not system impacted. And so we can't lead this in the same way. And so we took a pause and shifted, and are really engaging now folks that are incarcerated to help lead that work. We're doing focus groups with people that are a year post-release to help decide what are the solutions that we are going to ask our corrections system to do and change in order to better serve folks as best they can, knowing again, like, that this system shouldn't exist in the same way. But it's because I like reread her book. right? Like she's teaching me stuff constantly. And so it was so amazing, and it was life changing, and it keeps changing and making our work, in my opinion, better because of that.
Oh, most definitely. When I seen that, I was like, oh my goodness.
And just wait till we tell you who's coming. And so our next reproductive justice summit is August 2025. So it's every other year. Mark your calendars for August 22nd, and just wait till we announce the keynote for that.
Okay, I'm gonna be waiting.
We're gonna have to come on and do like an exclusive.
Yes, you will. I got Sister Tamara Rich on here. She said, I used to have locks because of you. I was able to ease up on my I wish somebody would face. I wish somebody would face about wearing my natural hair, protected hair, head wrap, and unwrap. Big up, Queen. So okay. So we're gonna put the date in there, August 22nd, 2025. And just like one of the not disappearing acts, Ashley. Look, wait a minute.
Can you hear me?
I can see you and hear you.
Hello?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I'm here. Let me look, Ashley pulling a Terry McMillan on us. Disappearing acts, baby. She'll be back. Here she go. Ashley like she never.
Sorry, this phone is not working. Someone called me and it messed it all up.
Oh, yeah, that happened. Yeah, you gotta get you one of these, Ashley.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why my computer is not working. Like, this is why I have this thing, so I was prepared. I set it up, and then it's like, my camera light is on, but no video.
So I just keep this in case I need a backup. I'm on the computer now, but I keep this in case I need a backup.
That's what I'm gonna need.
So I can see the questions and things.
But one of the things I did want to add is, so like part of our work in advocacy was around natural hair protections in the workplace. And so that was my first major piece of legislation that I helped to pass. Thank you to Senator Terrell McKinney. It was his freshman year, and he introduced it and got it passed. And I was actually let go of a job in Texas because I went natural. I did the big chop and they fired me, but I was pretty young and didn't understand like what was happening. I knew it wasn't right, but I didn't have the words and the advocacy in the same way. And so the woman actually who is the architect of the Crown Act, her name is Dr. Wendy Green. She is an attorney at Drexel University and a professor. We hired her as our general consultant for the work that we did here around protecting hair, not only in the workplace, but which is now protected in schools. And I think that's one important to uplift, because again, we are experts in all things. And so we have to pay people and bring them in and to partner in a way that is meaningful and can help create the change that we want to see. But it's the reason why, and the way that we set up the law is the reason why this is not getting challenged in court like it is in Texas and other places. It's the reason why we were able to get it passed with not a lot of criticism from the then Governor Ricketts, because of how we worked and because that we had Black women that knew what they were talking about. That knew what we were talking about it. And so, I mean, it was such a beautiful experience. And we had this big celebration in the dining room at the Highlander. I mean, and again, I think that's the type of policy in the work that I want to do, right? Like, I want to create policy that impacts our communities in a positive way that allows us to thrive, not policy that is exclusionary or harmful. And I think we see too much of that at the legislature now.
Right. Shout out to Valerie Thomas Owens, viewing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out Queen. I was when I was listening to you about the information, I had a couple of aunties that was in York, residents of York. I don't know if you know Demetrius Gatson.
Yeah. So Dee Dee is on our what would I call this? On the leadership around the work that we're doing in York.
Okay. So I'm a board member on her nonprofit, Queen's Butterfly. It is an amazing opportunity for women. I was explaining to someone just last night. I was just like, well, no, it's just helping formerly incarcerated women get reacclimated. I mean, because when you get out, you get a bus pass and $50. I don't know if that's just on TV or if they really give you $50. They might not give you I mean,
Listen, sometimes they don't give you anything.
yeah, they just push you out the room. So shout out to Dee Dee for Queen's Butterfly.
Yeah, she's doing amazing work. And again, it's people that are system impacted that can make the real change. And she's really doing it. And so it's exciting to see what she's doing with the transitional living and supporting
Right.
case management. And so, yeah, we love Dee Dee. I think
Yes,
she's
yes.
great.
Always been smart as a whistle, always been smart. And now she's just God then just put his hands on her and is guiding her to where she can be most effective. My
Yes.
niece is the new director of Rise. Do you know Sharita Daly?
Yeah, she's a development director. So,
Yeah, development director. Yes.
so Sharita actually played basketball with my little sister Yasmin, and Dee Dee, my mom has passed away now, but they were best friends.
Oh, who is your mom?
Lisa Spivey.
Oh my goodness, show
Mm,
is. Lisa is your mom. Okay, okay,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, they Dee Dee and Lisa was very, very good friends. Yeah,
Yeah. And so, yep. So I know Sharita, and Sharita is so smart. And I think to me, that is the amazing part of seeing young people in leadership roles, like what she's doing with the garden and Change
yes,
Omaha, and then just her
yes.
nonprofit work. Like,
Go
I'm
on,
always so
Serena.
excited and
I
cheering
do
for
too. I'll be like,
her.
she's
And
a beast.
hmm just doing
And
amazing
the
things.
reason I even mentioned that is because when you were saying the system impacted people, when I saw I used to do volunteer work with Rise. That was our
Mhm.
community service project when I was the grand matron for Order of the Eastern Stars, and that was the project that's the community project I selected. I just wanted to let people know, hey, everybody that has been in the system is not bad. It's up to us to go in here and help these people come out and live a normal life. If every door
Absolutely.
closed when they come out, then they're going to have the same exact behavior. So,
Mhm.
and when I was there, I mean, like everybody except one person I met there had been formerly incarcerated. I was like, so you was in prison?
Mhm.
You was in prison?
Mhm.
So, when I seen that my niece was on the director of development, I was just like, the first person, the second person I said that wasn't incarcerated. But I love that they give
Right.
people the opportunity and chance. Like you said, you are system impacted. Who is better to come in and give you the ins and outs of it than somebody that was impacted by it?
Right. And really, and I think most people, right, like when you talk about access and opportunity and what's in front of people, like if you have different choices, you're going to make different choices, or if you had
Right,
different environments, right? And so I think addressing those core root issues of why people go to prison is really important from a policy perspective, from a neighborhood and community perspective. And so I think there's so much opportunity around that so that we don't lose our family members and our neighbors. Like everyone should be an important part of our community. And then if folks are away, like how do we welcome them back so that they can
right.
again like be successful? Like we want people to have thriving lives. We don't want them to then be back in the same situation as you mentioned. So yeah, so I think they're doing great work. We're actually that's one of the groups that we're partnering with for those focus groups for folks that are less than a year post release. And so Rise and then Black and Pink, which is an abolitionist organization. So we're working with both of them for
Oh,
those focus groups and
great.
interviews.
All right, great, great. Yeah, Serena went with me. She said, "Rise, an eye opener for sisters at this time." Thank you. Oh, she's thanking me for taking her because I was just like, I couldn't believe because I had a couple of bougie people go with me. I was like, because I'm ex law enforcement, so I didn't been around it. So, but they went, and they were like, we were looking so forward to going back, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So my 2 years I
COVID
was in
changed so
office,
much.
yeah, it was so nice. I still donate to them, just based on my experience and just based on the work that they do.
That's great.
A very, 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 very impressive organization, and that's a great partnership to be with.
Yeah.
I'm glad that just based on the information that you have delivered, the nuggets you dropped today, that is a great pairing. That is a great pairing. So, we're going back to politics. What is your first order of business? Because you will be elected. We already
Come
claiming
on.
that.
We will
Y'all
be
throw some
elected.
hearts up and let her know she will be elected. She will be our next state senator. So what is like one of the things that you just can't wait to do when you get in there?
Yeah. So I think two things. first, I think this year, 2024, is really important for voters up and down the ballot. So you're going to have medical marijuana, abortion access, school choice, like all of these really important things. And there's going to be a lot that happens still with our legislature, because we could still have a special session between now and January when the new class will come in. And so first, I'm really watching to see how things play out, so that I can make sure that I am curating and working with people to create the best policy and what should be like in my slate. Every senator now gets 20 bills, so that it's a little bit less than before. One of the key bills, though, that I've been thinking about is really from the workforce perspective. And so Metro has done a really good job thinking about credentialing. And so how can you get someone into a 5-week program, get them a credential, it upskills them, and then they can get placed in a job for $50,000 to $60,000, making a livable wage, and then continue to upskill in their career and coming out debt-free. And so there's really an opportunity to take that model and put some public dollars behind it, so that more people can get those credentials, more people can expand the industry, and then we can replicate it across the state, so that it'll be in communities that are really impacted by workforce, like North Omaha, South Omaha, out in greater Nebraska in rural areas. And so I'm really interested in thinking about how can we change the economic trajectory of people. And so that bill, I think, is one great way to do that. And so that's one of the bills that I've been thinking about, and what does that look like, and I'm excited for.
I'm excited for it. Look, I'm excited for it. Look, let me get in there and get me some upskilling. I might be getting syndicated here shortly. Look.
Listen, you're gonna be doing something else.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So let me see, what did I definitely want to. Okay, so how can I get in touch with if I want to, because I know you I Be Black Girl has a network. So if I wanted to, like, I definitely wanted to get an African American doctor on here right now. I reached out. I saw what is her, Dr. Jennifer, I believe, a few weeks ago on the a few weeks. Okay, so Ashley, girl, I'm gonna start calling her Terry McMillan, y'all. She'll be back. Look, she'll be back. All right, Terry McMillan from Disappearing Acts, we got you.
Listen, I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because being on my phone now, every time someone calls, I try to ignore it, and then it messes it up. Okay, so if you want to get involved with Ivy Black Girl, that's the last thing I heard.
Okay, so yeah, I want to actually get a African American doctor on here, just to talk about the infant mortality rate and mortality rate amongst African American babies and mothers. So
yeah, I'll shoot you some contact information.
Okay.
I'll text it to you. There's a couple of there's not a bunch, but there's a few doctors that we work with that I think would be really great to talk about infant mortality. Oh my gosh, can you hear me?
Okay, just
it's the highest
if you
in
leave it
Douglas
alone
County that it's been.
Okay, if you try to ignore it, it's probably gonna hang you up.
Hello?
Uh-oh. Our phone is blowing up. Look. Okay. What's up, Tynell? Deborah Jones, Tynell is in the house. What's up? We have Sister Ashley. We have Sister Ashley Spivey on the line. She is a candidate for state legislature as a senator, the state senator. She is in here. She having a little technical difficulty. She keep coming back.
As I know, I keep coming back. People keep wanting to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm busy. Please quit calling me so I can finish my interview.
She said, look, I am booked and busy right now. Hit me up later. So
but I'll connect you to a doctor. And then, in Douglas County, the infant mortality rate is the highest it's been at 12%. Ooh. And so we're really in a crisis. And across the state, we're seeing one of the highest maternity care deserts. There's also child care deserts. Like, we're really in a very fragile and vulnerable place in general, and then especially for Black folks and Indigenous folks around childbirth and care. And so that's a big piece of our work at Ivy Black Girl. A big piece of the policy that I would want to pass is around maternal and child health at the legislature and reproductive well-being. And so I'll make sure that I connect you to some of the doctors that we work with. And if there's more doulas or other birth workers and folks, like, we have a really good network. So I can make sure that we keep you connected to those people.
Okay, well, that is awesome. That is awesome. Deborah Jones says she already voted for you. Thank you,
Thank
Miss
you.
Peggy.
I appreciate earning your
cast her
trust and your
ballot.
vote.
Yes, if you ain't earned their trust beforehand, you definitely is giving it up now, because baby, you have brought it today. You have
Thank
brought it
you.
today, and I'm very, very, very proud to even be interviewing you and Miss Dombeck. You know, of course, Preston Loud have been around for decades. But for you two young ladies just to be in here and the way that you guys have represented yourselves, your delivery, your knowledge, just the background that you have, it has been I'm not easily impressed. And these people that know me on here personally, probably and socially, no, I don't toot horns and I don't pat people on the back if they don't deserve it. But if you do deserve it, I definitely do. I am very impressed with
Thank
y'all.
you.
Very,
Thank
very
you. That means a lot.
I am very impressed. I am so happy that you got the opportunity to come on the show. I did.
Yes.
Let me see. What did it? Girl, I could not read my handwriting. Okay, when you were saying, when I heard you in an interview, you said something. I wanted you to. You expounded on it in the interview, but I want you to expound on it to the audience. You said something in reference to reproductive justice. Can you explain exactly what that is to the audience?
Yeah, so reproductive justice is actually a framework created by 13 Black women. They came together around really like rights and bodily autonomy to talk about the unique experience that really Black women and women of color have at the intersection of race and gender. And so there's an organization called Sister Song and Black Mamas Matter that are national. Dr. Loretta Ross is one of the founders, and she's brilliant and has such an amazing story just of the harm that she experienced and how she changed that to create this movement. But nonetheless, it looks at what if I have the autonomy and choice to choose if and when I get pregnant or not. If I don't want a family, if I want to access abortion care, contraceptives, if I choose to be pregnant and parent, like, I have choice in all of that. And then I also have choice in the environments in which I create my family. So that means, thinking from an environmental justice lens around lead and pollution and poor water quality, like, all of these things make a difference in how you can raise your family and actualize the life that you want to live. And so that is like the initial framework that they created and what it looks at. It's really about making human dignity at the forefront of the experiences of folks that identify as a person of color and a woman. And I think for us, when we look at it, it ties those reproductive rights, so like your traditional access to healthcare, whatever healthcare you're needing, to social and political issues. So then also, right, like, what does it mean to be civically engaged and who's representing me? What does it mean around transportation and wages and the difference that it makes? And so really, it's how our mission is set up. Like, reproductive justice is ensuring that people have the things that they need in order to live the lives that they want to live. And that can take many different turns and forms. And so we're excited to be able to do that work in this way and be the first organization that's focused on reproductive justice.
That is so awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, they throwing up hearts. They throwing up hearts. Yeah, that is super awesome. This is the thing. I want everybody to know. There's only been one guest on my show that got the questions before the interview, and that's because they're famous. They're a big star. And they was like, I was like, oh, well, I don't like giving the questions out. I want a natural, organic. There's like, well, she won't be doing the interview. I was like, oh, okay,
let me send these on over.
let me run these on over. So, just for the record, Miss Ashley did not know one question I was asking her. And everything that she said, she was extremely prepared for, very knowledgeable on, and spoke it in volumes. I just very impressed. I mean, you didn't hesitate on any of the questions that I asked you or anything like that.
Well, thank
so
you.
yeah. You out here doing the thing. Yeah, we definitely got to get you an office. If she is not in your district, if you know a friend that know a friend that know a friend, please let people know that this is the candidate that we want in office.
Yeah, and the way so folks can get engaged. So we're 13 days from the primary. And so we need folks to turn out and vote May 14th. I think especially in Black communities, people are thinking that we're not going to show up and vote. And we need to really use our voice at the ballot box. And so we do have voter ID enacted now. And so on my website, as well as Secretary of State's website, you can find information about eligible IDs. The last day to vote in person to register is tomorrow. So just make sure if you're not registered that you register. I don't know if y'all saw it pass, but about 7,000 people that have a felony conviction can now vote in the state of Nebraska. And so voting rights were restored. And so just make sure, again, like you check to make sure you can vote, register, make sure you have a form of ID. You can get free IDs through this process because we have voter ID. So that's the first thing. Like, we got to turn out.
Right.
We need people to come. We have to. And then the second is, if folks want to support my campaign and my leadership, I need people to help me knock doors. And so I actually have a canvas this Saturday. It's a joint canvas with Preston Love. So we're starting at noon at his headquarters on 24th. You'll get a packet of information. We'll teach you what you need to know real quick. And then we're off going to canvas and meet voters. And so we have that this weekend. I'm also going to be in the Florence Day Parade. So if folks want to walk with me in a parade, I have the sign up on my website. And then tell your peoples to help donate. So it costs money to run for office. And yes, and I think people underestimate that. The money allows you to meet voters, allows you to send text messages and do calls and mailers. And so I need to keep reaching voters. So if folks have the capacity, whether it's $2 or $200, like, please go to my website, ashleyfornebraska.com, and it's spelled ASHLEI, like my name that's showing. And donate, sign up to Canvas, knock doors, and then share on your social media why you support my candidacy.
Right. It don't cost you nothing to share. Serena, if you could please grab that link for me and drop that link in the comments, and I'll later add it actually to the actual post.
Okay.
I'll add it at the top of the post. So yes, indeed. I need to make a couple of announcements. On May the 22nd, I will be hosting the tacos and well, it's Bonefish do it, but I host my own thing. It's my own thing, girl. I bring about 30 people with me. A lot of these people here come with me. It's tacos and tequila. It's five small plates, and then you get paired with 5 different drinks with tequila in it. So Uber might be your friend, or somebody that don't drink that much. Because 5 drinks, I'm like, okay, so the cost is $60. They allow me to just basically make as many reservations as I want. So I have about 10 spots open. So if any of you guys want to join us, the colors will be pastel. So we let them know every time we come, honey. We be like, it's a green blackout, it's a red blackout. Last time it was a yellow blackout. This time it's gonna be a pastel blackout. So yeah, we enjoy ourselves. Great company. Always have a good time. Arlette, Serena, Vanessa, Miss Juanita and her husband came to the brunch a couple of weeks ago. So it is an awesome event. I think that they may be booked already, but if you want to come, let me know. I have about 10 seats left. And also June 19th is Queen's Butterflies annual. This is our first year anniversary, June the 19th. So we're going to have a big celebration at the Highlander. And Twister will be there to perform. We're going to have a formerly incarcerated person as the guest speaker. My daughter Shiffy will be performing. So I will drop the website. Serena or Vanessa, if one of y'all could drop the website for the Queen's Butterfly event, I'd appreciate it. Tickets are on sale now. Again, that is June 19th. We have to get in our celebratory mind. And I just wish that parents, please teach your children what June 19th stands for. Not just that Biden gave us the day off for it. Please let them know how significant that date is versus the 4th of July. Let them know when we were actually found out, that people were liberated and we was free. Because folks, June and July is a month apart. But if you go from this way around, it's 11 months that you didn't know. Look, if you go from June to July, it's 1 month. From July to June, that's 11 months. So that is a significant amount of time not to be informed about freedom. So Ashley, the time has come. If you have ever woke and say, well, watch Stay Woke, or even if you did, you must participate and talk your shit. This is the time that we allow people to say, oh my goodness, I am sick and tired of. Ashley, what are you sick and tired of? You want to get it off your chest, baby. You get to rant right here on the Talk Your Shit segment. Let's hear from Ashley Spivey what she is sick and tired of.
You know, to keep it real, I'm really sick and tired of people trying to derail my campaign. So you mentioned it earlier, stealing my signs. I have a parent that told me someone poked a whole bunch of holes, like they stabbed one of my signs and broke it in half in their yard. They reported my big signs, and those things are expensive. Okay.
Oh, they are.
Yes. And so, I think it's just irritating, like, that people are not running a classy, integrity filled campaign, and that they're stooping to petty maneuvers to try to sabotage me. And so I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, I know, girl. When my neph's son, Melvin Hollingsworth, Maximum Hollingsworth, he had posted, they trying to they tear down, stealing my homegirl signs and what. And I was like, what? And I reached out to press. I was like, what the hell is going on? I said, well, they must be scared of something.
Listen, and but I feel like, then tighten up, do something different, like, don't sabotage me in order to try to elevate yourself. So it's really irritating, and I'm sick of it. But we got 13 days to the primary, and so let's make it through.
Right. So Serena have posted Serena posted the Queen's Butterfly. Serena, if you could try to grab Ashley's information for me and post the link to her page, I would like to donate today. Tonight.
Thank you.
Now I can just give you the money, or I can donate it, because I know sometimes those places, I don't know if they charge you fees or whatever, but
they don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it online. Yep.
Okay, because even for like GoFundMe, I just contact the person. I say, "What's your Cash App?" Because they charge like 9-10%. I'm like, yeah, no. When
you can keep all of that money.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'll just donate it to you personally. Well, Ashley, I need to talk my shit about something. I am sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of these people, Black folks, white folks, but especially these Black folks, acting like y'all ain't got a damn sense and a care in the world. If somebody, again, a Black woman was killed, a mother of 5, by her fiance. Okay, so if this is your fiance, allegedly, supposedly, he should love you, right? If somebody don't want you, if you're in an argument with somebody, this right here,
leave.
Walk away. And my grandmother used to say, before you point the gun at somebody else, point it at your damn self. Leave people. If people don't want to be bothered with you,
leave them alone.
You know how many relationships that I was in that I'm not in anymore? So I would have had about 10 murders under my belt. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not. And why do you think that you can take that? Like, why do you feel entitled? Yeah.
What gives you the right? Who made you, whoever you think you are, that you have a right to take this woman away from her 5 kids?
Exactly.
That is just absolutely crazy. I'm sick and tired of that mess. So Stay Wokers, y'all can put in what y'all sick and tired of. Okay, look like Serena is a go-getter, Duke graduate. She already walk away, Arlette, right? She already got your information in here. Serena is our go-getter. I do have my bow down moment, Ashley. I gotta give props where props is due. First, I'm gonna give a local bow down to you and Miss Dombick. You and Miss Dombick were very, very impressive in your interviews. Y'all came with it. Y'all brought the heat. So I'm gonna give y'all a local bow down. I give y'all a bow down award. Now I got to give the bow down award to my homeboy, my ace boom coon, Secretary of Transportation, Mr. Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg, you keep on sticking it to them damn airlines. Pete Buttigieg said, if the internet go out, refund. He said, if they have you on a chart, refund. If they change the flight for more than 2 hours, refund and you get your flight. Pete Buttigieg, I am on your neck, baby. I love you. Pete Buttigieg is the reason the tickets don't expire, baby. You say, you trying to rush to go somewhere. Well, I only got 3 weeks left. I got to go somewhere. Pete Buttigieg said, if they mess up, don't worry about it. I got you. Your ticket lasts forever. It don't expire. Pete Buttigieg said, if they lose your luggage, just guess what? Your ticket is free. They have to refund. Go on, Pete Buttigieg. I'm giving you Stay Woke. Bow down, baby. I'm bowing down to Mr. Pete Buttigieg, my homeboy Secretary of Transportation. Yes. Somebody said, oh, yes. Deborah says, shout out. She said, shout out to me for buying her shirt. So Deborah sells shirts, like inspirational shirts. Deborah Jones. And I bought like 5 of them today. I'm like, girl, I need some shirts this is really cute though. It's Jesus heals all things.
And you need those affirmations and that's energy around
just
you.
To remind you when you look in the mirror, and even when I'm looking in the camera, I see Jesus right here, baby. Honey, Jesus is real. And if you want, she has plenty of them, about 5 of them today. Plenty of inspirational shirts. Deborah Jones is on here. So if you want to contact her, and the shirts are like $15, very good quality. So yeah, shout out to Deborah for coming through. I said, I need a shirt for tonight. I end up getting 5. Dropped them right on off to Miss Wallace. Well, the hour has come. It's time for us, Miss Ashley. We have to shout everybody back.
Thank you so much for having me. This is such a great experience. Thank you for dealing with my tech issues as well.
Oh, girl, you was coming back, honey. You was like, you remember the curl that bounced back after you went swimming? You had to get that activator that bounced back. You was like, boom, boom. You bounced back. But shout out to my Stay Wokers, Sister Arlette Brooks, Serena Russell, Jean Pendergrass, Karen Curry, Rachetta Lynn Russell, Arlette Brooks, Tamara Rich, Miss Juanita Hayes, Jean Pendergrass, Deborah Jones. If I miss y'all, charge it to my heart, to my head and not to my heart. Ashley, will you be doing shirts for your campaign? Tamara asks, are you doing shirts for your campaign?
I do. I have some, so you can shoot me an email. I'm also on social media, Ashley for Nebraska, and we can get you some.
Oh, girl, I wish I would have knew that, because I said, I didn't go throw him under the bus. But another thing, before we forget, Brother Ernie Chambers is back on the ballot. I love Brother Chambers. Brother Chambers had done a lot for Nebraska. Terrell McKinney is doing a great job. He is, if he wasn't doing nothing, then maybe I would reconsider. Everybody vote is to themselves, but this young man has been fighting his ass off. He has been standing up to the people and handling this business. Now, if he was running against somebody else, it's automatic. Okay, I'm voting Ernie Chambers. So, because we can't just vote out of loyalty. We have to vote for what progression and what the progress is, what progress is coming with the person. And we need to get these young Black people in here, because these young people are what's going to change. Because y'all see these old white men we have that's running the country now. They got to go. They got to go. So we have to get out there. Remember, I posted on last week's episode where you can get your free ID for vote, because you have to have identification to vote. Now, they did say they are accepting expired identification. So if your ID is expired, you can still vote with that. I'm just crazy. I just can't. I've been voting for 40 years, and this is the first time I've ever had to use identification. That's so crazy. And that is because
they're trying to suppress our vote. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate.
So we gotta show them. And this is what I want to tell y'all, Black folks and any folks, because if they weren't worried about us, they wouldn't be doing all of this to try to take our right away to vote. So it's something that they like, ooh, if they show up, trust me, they like, if they show up, damn. This might not go the way we want it to go. So we got to show up. We got to show up. Again, shout out to Sister Ashley Spivey, our next state senator for Nebraska. You have been on the hottest podcast in the Midwest, the only podcast that shouts you out in real time and answer questions in real time. We all know the sign off is, before you go to sleep, you got to do what? Blah, blah, blah. Stay woke. We are out of here.